doing all those things very carefully, detoxifying and producing medicines which are really working well, not much of toxic side effects. At the same time, there are fly-by-night operators who cash in on the popularity of Ayurvedic medicines, bring out some medicine without following all those rigid protocols as to how to detoxify this or that, and bring it out in the market, and that is actually giving a bad name perhaps to Ayurvedic industry or the Ayurvedic sector. So we have to understand, yes, there are some Ayurvedic medicines with heavy metals that are causing problems in patients. Just as there are allopathic medicines that are causing problems because of side effects or adverse. It is a kind of mixed bag. But I think if you look at Ayurvedic system and as to how the medicines should be produced, you follow all those protocols that I mentioned rigidly, I think the end product should be all right. That is my honest opinion. But if you are flouting that and you are not doing certain of those things just to make a fast buck, then you can end up with a product that can be harmful. And what is happening in India is, I think that, and very difficult to differentiate which is an authentic product that has gone through all those steps and which is not, because I told you it's not very well regulated. So until we come to that stage where we can regulate the whole industry and make it mandatory that these things should be followed before you produce a medicine and bring it out in the market, this kind of thing may continue, where the bad operators give a bad name to the system which essentially actually may be good. So in that light, if you want me to answer the question, yes, it is possible, because there are Ayurvedic medicines out there not done in the proper way which have heavy metals of all kinds.
The same group of people, if they say that by seeing the photograph with puffiness of face, dull eyes, etc., this could be a case of poisoning, is it practically possible?
In that case, you should be a magician, not a medical practitioner. I think you should go into practicing magic, where he can look at somebody and say, look, hey presto, you're having this disease or that disease because your appearance is like this and I've got that experience. More in the realm of fantasy than science, I think. With due apologies, I don't think anybody can come to that stage, whatever the branch of medicine, that he just takes one look and says, like Sherlock Holmes, that this is the condition he is suffering from. That is a little bit of delusion there.
There are some toxicologists who mention that such high dose of cadmium is toxic, and a person will not survive if such high doses of cadmium is found in the hair. Of course, you have answered this in various ways in your previous discussion, but what do you feel would be a ideal qualification of a person who can mention his opinion about cadmium poisoning, especially in Srila Prabhupada's hair, which has been found to have a high degree of cadmium, and the allegation that cadmium was used as a poisoning substance?
As I've said, this being a case with a lot of I should say high profile things connected with it, we should proceed very carefully. And all right, some results are out there. Now let us constitute a board, not really an individual opinion. Let's have a board constituted, taking care that everybody is there, like somebody with very good background in analytical chemistry or analytical toxicology, somebody with a very good background in clinical toxicology or medical toxicology, somebody with a very good background in forensic medicine or forensic science. Like that, you should have a board of at least about 4 or 5 people who should study the whole thing and then talk to each other and find out from each other as to whether this has been addressed, that has been addressed. At the end of it all, if the final opinion of that board, in which we have confidence, if that board says there is something here, then maybe we can look at it and find out what should be done. But if it is a single person or a single entity, somebody with a similar kind of background, then that is something that is not going to be appropriate. If that person or the entity or the organization says, it is almost like you are looking at only one side and there will be multiple sides that you are ignoring, and that can change the picture altogether.
Certain isolated people giving opinion, even if they are experts,
Yes.
is not the right thing.
Not
But,
at all,
the
not at
board,
all.
there should be a board.
Yes,
of
exactly,
faculties
exactly.
Who are specialized.
Yes.
And who can, in consensus,
Yes,
come up with a
yes, they
statement.
should be talking to each other. They should be addressing all the issues. That's what we do generally. I think both of you are aware. In a hospital, there's a curious kind of case. There is a meeting constituted, and all the clinicians and the related, specialties and all that sit and discuss and find out what could be the explanation. That's the way it is done in scientific, approach. So, if there is any deviation from that, then it will lend suspicion as to why that is not being done here. And that, I feel, is what disturbs me the most, as to the feeling I have deep down inside me that there is a kind of agenda here. And whatever we can do to prove a point, regardless of whether it's scientific or not, let us prove it. And when you come to that kind of case, it is disturbing.
Thank you.
Cut. I think we need to
We finished.
interrupt,
Thanks.
because it's still running.
Almost
You will edit it.
एक्चुअली खत्म हो रहा है टाइम खत्म
अभी एक ही सेंटेंस मेंशन कर.
अच्छा एक ही है
Thanksgiving to sir. So you like to have water or something?
Since it is almost over, it's all right.